Hi Forbes. Today I'm going to do a small presentation on how three chapters that we've learned about so far are related to the TV series The Office. So it's gonna be chapter 4, 5, and 9. So that's it. I'm gonna start with chapter 4. So for planning, how does uh, planning works in the TV series? Well, it's simple. It's an absolute free for all. So Michael Scott, the boss over at The Office, I don't know if you've watched it, but I'm going to explain each person. I'm going to talk about each position they have. So he's the kind of the boss of the branch, and over there he has no planning at all. We can see throughout the series that he does not give any plan to people. He just he does meeting, but not related to planning. So what he could use for planning in this situation would be to set goals, develop commitments to goal, developing effective action plans, and that's about it for him because I know the other things won't work. So for setting goals, he could use a SMART approach. So specific goals that are measurable, that are attainable and realistic, and give a time period for them would be a good beginning for him. Also, for the goals, he should make them reasonable because uh, if you give goals too high, you won't attain them. And in this case, just making a small goal would be a lot better than his way of doing things right now. Also, what kind of manager is Michael Scott? So we've learned in class that there are three types of manager: the top manager, middle manager, and lower level manager. So he's kind of a mix between the middle manager and the lower level because he's the boss of the branch, but he's not like he's under supervision from the corporate. So as a middle manager, he's the one who take care about tactical plans. So he tells his employees how to use the resources, what the budget is, and how people will work. Let's say overtime, a break, and things like that. He's the one who like manage all of that, and he's also the one who does the operational plans. So he's the one who take care about the policies, the procedure, rules, regulation, and as I said earlier, the budget. But let's say he's the one in charge of the budget of the branch, but also the budget for small things in the branch like a party committee and things like that. So for now, the chapter 5 is Dunder Mifflin a sustainable competitive advantage kind of company? So definitely not. We've learned that you've got to have some valuable resources. You've got to have rare resources or things like that to be able to have a sustainable competitive advantage. And Dunder Mifflin is a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So over there, the market is small, the demand is small, and new companies like Staples and other big brands like that are coming in the game, and they take a lot of the customers that Dunder Mifflin has. So they're not a sustainable competitive advantage kind of company, but they do have a competitive aspect about them, and they push it through all the series by saying that their main competitive advantage is that they offer an impeccable client service, customer service. So big brands like Staple clients, if they have planes, well, it takes them about an hour on the phone to have what they want, and with Dunder Mifflin, things go fast. It's a small company that has its clients to as a main objective to satisfy, so things go fast. And where is Dunder Mifflin situated in the ocean strategies? Well, it's also a mix of the two, the red and the blue. I'm gonna explain because the red, they compete in existing market. They beat the competition, but you know not with their prices, with their customer service kind of superiority, if we can say. And that's it for the red ocean strategy. And how they are also related to like a kind of blue ocean strategy is that they create a big market space at Scranton, so they have a lot of people there. Even though Staples has arrived in the area, they have a lot of clients, and they take a big part of the market over there. So it's kind of small competitive advantage over that. And they also create and capture new demand. So how I can explain this is that the salesman had done they. Oh, sorry. Oh, I cannot go back because I'm in. Okay. So, how it works is that the salesmen at Dunder Mifflin, they are the people who go out and look for customers. So, instead of Staples that are waiting for people to come in their shop and create contracts that they need paper or go buy a paper whenever they need some, well, Dunder Mifflin salesmen go over to businesses, make phone calls, and they create new demand. So, like. In season 6, I think you can see that Michael Scott is at a bar during a like office party at night, and he sees that the manager over there needs new printers, so he created them because you know that's how it works. And now for chapter 9. So what kind of team is it? So it's a small branch of the overall Dunder Mifflin company, and they are about 11 to 15 employees, so it's a little bit over the number of employees you told us in class, which is about 6 to 9. But it's a good kind of team because it's a cross-functional team. So how is it a good kind of team if it's a cross-functional team that is of about 15 people? Well, is it's that Michael Scott often does conference room meetings, and with those he generates multiple ideas instead of like doing one-to-one meetings. He creates a lot more ideas when everyone is there because people give opinions and that, and also alternative solutions. So kind of the same as more ideas, but you see where I'm going. More people in the same meeting creates a lot of ideas. Don't know if you've watched again, but you could see by watching this series. So another thing about chapter 9 in this series we can see is that there are numerous team conflicts. We've learned that there is a cognitive type of conflict and an affective type of conflict. Mostly in the office, they are emotional and personal disagreement conflicts with the Dwight Schrute, as we can see over here. He doesn't like that man because he is better at him than him. So this creates a lot of emotional disagreements towards the idea that Jim Alpert over here has. Um, and it's funny. You should watch. If you've not watched this series, you should watch it. And those kind of conflicts. And how Michael Scott enhances the work team effectiveness. Well, since it's not by setting goals, he does it by selecting people. So we've learned that selecting people is one of the way to enhance work team effectiveness. And what he does is when it's not like a general conference room meeting, he usually calls let's say all the salesmen or one salesman, one person of accounting, the HR director, things like that. And he always selects the best person for the things he wants to do. So let's say um, he had a problem with printers when Sabre decided to buy his branch. So we selected like Jim and Pam to make sure that the problem was solved within the branch before going out to do a press release in the media. And also, uh, there is a team compensation and recognition system. So in the earlier seasons of this series, we see that corporate usually gives some not commissions but bonus to certain branch that has performed, or in season 2 or 3, I think there is a small competition that whichever branch loses the more weight as like $1,000 divided by the number of employees. So that's kind of a team compensation recognition things, because rewards go with performances, and that's the case for this. My presentation, I hope it was related enough to the, let's say, reality of the series. Hope you liked it, and have a good day, sir.